Okay. So now we're being recorded. Is there anybody who would enjoy reading this poem? You could either high five me, come on, say hello. And if I don't hear anybody, I will go ahead. Sounds like I should go. Oh, I got someone.
Well, I think you should go though. I like to hear you read.
You like to hear me read? Yes. I have that Chicago projecting voice. It's out there.
Well, you talk about your father. I mean, the
Yes,
father
I do. I actually do. And in fact, this poem, Monica, came to me, the import of it came to me because this is in very many ways how I know, remember, and feel my father now. So I will go ahead and read that. Thank you. And then we're going to go right into the practice. So this poem is What Changes by Naomi Shahib Nye. And as you can tell, she has Arabic root and is also married to someone who does not. And so that is the nature of her name. And here it is, What Changes. My father's hopes travel with me years after he died. Someday we will learn how to live, all of us surviving without violence, never stopping, never stop dreaming how to cure it. What changes? Crossing a small street in Doha Souk, nut shop shuttered, a handkerchief lies crumpled in the street, maroon and white, like one my father had from Jordan. Perfectly placed in his pocket under his smile for years. He would have given it to anyone. How do we continue all these days? How do we continue? This is a poem of a Bodhisattva. And the thing that is remembered of her father is his essential kindness, is his essential goodness. And this very small act, really, isn't it? This keeping a handkerchief in your pocket, but not the point, right? It's not about the handkerchief. It's about the way you could have confidence in the one who would offer it to you, right? The confidence she had in the way that simple, ordinary thing called the handkerchief or a quarter or a cup of coffee would have been offered. And this takes the ordinary and makes it extraordinary always. And so I'm gonna stop this for now. What Changes, beautiful poem. And so let's prepare to sit. And the way we begin the Bodhisattva training is by generating motivation and setting our intentions and aspirations for the practice. And if you can recollect, it invites us to recollect a few thoughts, which I'll call out later. But for now, see if we can't just generate that sense of goodness, the sense of someone who holds a handkerchief who would always have offered it to you, and that you could count on it. Whatever it was that was needed, you could count on them to offer this to you. This is the path of the Bodhisattva. Just like Derek showing up this morning to play music. He didn't even know I was thinking, I think I need some music this morning. And somehow there he is. This is the opening of ourselves wide to the whole world. And if you think that's confusing, that's because you're thinking about it. It's actually nothing but opening and seeing what's present and choosing to be present also, pleasant or unpleasant, choosing to be completely present also. May we call to mind not only ourselves and our loved ones, but all those for whom we practiced this morning. And let it begin to make that heart space a little bit bigger. And in fact, whenever I think of it, I can feel a little bit of stretching, a little ache in the chest. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's not just me. You might picture faces, call people specifically to mind, but continue to expand this boundless heart of bodhicitta, the awakened heart mind, the one that now goes, that's right, we're all in this together forever. And we begin naturally to open and breathe, not only for ourselves, we remember I'm breathing for everyone. And if this is all you did, if this was the whole of your practice, it would be extraordinary. May we offer this to the end of suffering and the realization of happiness and freedom for all beings everywhere without exception. That's another stretch, without exception. Omitting none. Awakening us all. We're going to send some blessings to that dog in the backyard who's communicating. May he be well. And the first slogan, first, do the groundwork. Begin at the beginning. And we do so by making contact with all that has come from the three directions, past, present, and future, and the 10 points, forward and back, left and right, into all the corners, above and below. And we invite all the good, all the kindness, all the love, all the compassion that has come from all time, that is allowed for your presence here today, which is everything. We invite it present and we breathe it near and we place it in a crucible of light above our heads. We could imagine gathering all the light, all the good. And you might recollect again a particular moment, that sense of goodness, the sense of open space. I always imagine little firefly, twinkling star, fairy dust, points of goodness, and I draw them all here above the head, placing them into a being. And that being could be a deity, it could be a father, it could be a grandmother, it could be a person famed for their goodness, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, whoever you might imagine there. But try to establish some sense of container in the form of a being. And in this text, they call that being a guru. I'm simply going to call it awakened one. With the in-breath, we draw that goodness near. We call on the traditions, the lineage, all kindness, all love, and we place it above our heads. And then I'm going to read this because I think this is a little bit useful. Imagine your root guru sitting on a lotus and moon seat above your head. His or her body is radiant and their face happy and smiling as they regard all beings with non-referential compassion. In them, all the root and lineage gurus are present. With intense respect and devotion, repeat the lineage prayer if you wish, and in particular, invite the following prayer 100, 1,000, or more times. I pray for your blessing, awakened one, great and completely worthy spiritual friend. I pray that you will invite love, compassion, and bodhicitta to arise in my heart and mind. I'm going to read it again just so you have the idea. I pray for your blessing, O awakened one, great and completely worthy spiritual friend. I pray that you will invite love, compassion, and bodhicitta to arise in my mind. We then imagine that your guru descends through the aperture of Brahma, that fontanelle, that soft spot in a baby at the top of your head, and sits in your heart in a pavilion of light like an open shell. We offer intense respect and devotion to all who have awakened. It is important to begin all periods of meditation practice in this way. And so we're going to begin to breathe that light, that guru energy, that love and compassion down right through the aperture of Brahma, down through the head, covering both the exterior and the interior with warmth, with light, with love. See what comes for you. And remember, you are offering intense devotion and respect for this opportunity. Letting that goodness collect in that open shell resting in our own hearts. And then we offer, as we rest for just a few moments, breathing into that awakened heart mind, resting now somewhere in the area of the chest. And we know in the neuroscience, if you want to make greater access, you can place one or both hands there, holding, inviting, contacting, making immediate, urgent contact with this love. This love that is you, that is lived through you, that is here and now, not past, not future. Perfectly, completely available. And we breathe it in, and we breathe it out, remembering. and inviting it to present. And remembering once again that if you did not do one other thing, this would be perfect practice. Begin at the beginning, begin with this. And if this is all you can make time for in a day, it's perfect. And we could simply breathe into this enlightened, awakened, loving presence for the whole of the practice. As we breathe into the heart space, we enliven it. As we breathe it out, we first just nourish ourselves. This is the perfect practice of self-compassion. We offer nutriment to ourselves so that we can be most whole, most available to making this offer of love the whole rest of the day. Drink the nectar of this love. Let it ache, let it radiate, let it shine, let it move throughout the whole body. And I can actually feel myself in these last few years, through the years of the practice where I felt absolutely nothing. I can actually feel the radiance. I can feel its energy. I can feel it moving out in beautiful points of light in all directions. Completely natural. Letting the body be soft and relaxed. The mind being luminous, bright, and open. And not only does this radiant light, this love and compassion move in all directions, it can be specifically directed. And so I'm hearing, for example, a crow or a blackbird cawing outside. And just what happened naturally is that light source just moved over to that crow and surrounded it, embraced it in wishes for well-being, for happiness, for love and safety. And of course, then we could do this with any object. It could be a sensation in the body, a thought, something we hear, see, smell, taste, or touch. We could direct this love and light really right there. If it comes to your attention, I never see this as an accident. Why not use it? And otherwise, we rest in this radiant open space. And if we get fatigued or confused, we get misdirected or undirected, we can actually recollect, this is why this is next, these 4 thoughts, these 4 reminders to help us get back on track and to regenerate our motivation and intentions for the practice. We can recollect the truth of the preciousness of this human life. Accorded to few, that of all the beings in all the galaxies and all the universes, we have been fortunate to be gifted this human body, this human life, this human mind. And let that reminder permeate the whole body being mind. Don't just keep it locked up there in the heart space. Let it move throughout, let it touch each cell and pore. This truth, the preciousness of this human life gifted to you. You lucky duck, no matter what else is happening. And the second reminder then is a juxtaposition to some extent. It is also to remember that we do not get to keep this life, and to then bring some urgency, some immediacy, some right nowness to the idea of using this human life to the greatest extent possible right now. What would you wait for? No time to lose. Rather than be entertained, greedy, or distracted, this would help us generate the motivation and place it accordingly. The truth of impermanence, of death, and that we do not get to keep this. Use it now. The truth that our only belongings are our karma and its result. The only thing that we get to keep of all of this is the result of our actions, the result of our speech, the result of our thoughts. And they lead us moment to moment, life to life. Which direction are you going? And then we recollect and remember the truth of suffering. This is to ignite and invite the heart of bodhicitta and the truth of wisdom and compassion. The wisdom is that there is suffering in this world, and the compassion is there is a way to heal it. No matter how big it seems, there is a way. There is a path, and we are on it right now. And see what the impact of those 4 reminders are to your own bodhicitta heart. It moves me often from hopelessness to hope, and not the hope for gain, but the hope for healing. I remember that it's possible, and that it's possible right now. No matter the conditions, no matter the weather of the world or the mind, we can wake up right now. And the slogan that I'm going to focus on today is the one that is train in all things with the medium of the breath. Train in love, train in patience, train in compassion, train in wisdom, using the medium of the breath. And for me, that simply means the present moment. Whatever is here, wake up. And as the breath is the metronome to the present moment, it grounds us, it opens us, it holds us here in the present. We use the medium of the breath in this way. And for today, we're mostly going to be resting in the breath. Just offering this motivation. May all be happy, may all be well. May all have ease. And whatever other offerings arise for you. We rest in the breath, generating that complete heart. And the practice says we do that till there is non-distraction. We just keep resting in the breath, generating these aspirations. If something else comes to mind or sense organ, we simply offer it those blessings and come back to the heart of bodhicitta. Everything is held there. And then whatever else comes to mind is no longer a distraction. It is simply an object to which we can extend this infinite and boundless heart. A thought of my mother, the trilling bird, this heart of bodhicitta opens and includes and shines that bright light, that warmth, offers goodness, relief, whatever's needed. This on-the-spot training, I think, is most valuable. We work with what's here and now. This is beautiful training that we need to be doing every day. We open to include whatever arises in that vast heart, in that infinite embrace. And we make an offering. It may come with language. It may come with the actual visualization of a loving embrace. It may come in the source of light, warmth, of inviting something completely in, breathing it in, using the medium of the breath, staying in contact. And as we practice on the spot, we can then get fairly fluent, flexible with these offerings. And then we can actually direct the heart of bodhicitta. We can actually call to mind something in need, a moment of difficulty, confusion, someone who's ill, someone who's pained or in grief, someone who's angry or disconnected. And we can generate that boundless heart. And we then open it wide. And we breathe that person, that difficulty, that circumstance, we breathe it in. Right into that light, right into that space. And we hold it lovingly in that gentle embrace. And for a moment, let's just keep breathing it in, making contact, seeing what's here. This includes one's own heart mind, not just another's. We let these heart minds merge, if there are two, into the one. That's one of the slogans. And as we breathe it in and understand what is needed, we then make the offering. May you have ease, may you be well. May you be free from this distress or this affliction. May you have what is needed. May you remember that you are not alone, that you are part of the whole. You can picture the effects of this offering, the relief, the ease, the open-heartedness that is its natural result. We're going to do this for just a moment, and then when you notice that you're ready, we're just coming back to rest in that radiant and infinite heart, melding the mind, body, and heart into that crucible of bodhicitta. And then you begin to understand all of those slogans Drive all blames into one, this one heart. Rely on the principle one, this heart of bodhicitta. Train with everything, just like this. And then letting go of all objects, just resting in bodhicitta. More luminous, more open, more vast, more boundless. More connected, more loving, more present. May we all have happiness and the causes for happiness. May we all be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all rejoice at the blessings of this human life. Offered to you and to others. May we remember our true nature. Free from all delusions of separateness, of disconnect. And may this practice today contribute. So be it. Thank you all for being with me this morning. I'm going to be signing off in a moment to get ready for the teaching at the Soul of Yoga this morning. The homework, the practice actually, is to be doing this practice at least 5 minutes a day and seeing the difference that it's going to make in you as you remember who you really are. And whenever I remember, there's very little problems. There's just opportunity. And begin like this, train like this. This is the slogans. And I will look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Greg will be here on Thursday at 7 a.m. And I'll be here on Saturday. We'll be starting point 6. And I look forward to being with you then. Be well, everyone. Stay in the practice and on the medium of the breath as best you can throughout this whole day. I know we can do it. We have each other for this. Blessings all. Enjoy your day. Goodbye, everyone. See you all.
Thank you.
Bye, Derek. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll look forward to seeing you again now that you're getting up a little earlier. Andy, good to see you there. Andy has car practice. It's spectacular. I love people who, yeah, it's the best. Find a spot, take a seat, breathe it in. That's all it takes. Doesn't matter where you are, does it? Good to see everyone. Be well.